Hello, and welcome to another episode of JC Live. I am your host, Dwayne Dunleavy, and I am an instructor at John Casablancas and have been for 15 years. On our live, we try to give you guys tips and tricks if you're trying to get into the entertainment business, whether you are a member of John Casablancas or not, we're giving you this information. In our classes, we have instructors from all over the business, actors, models, producers, directors, everybody you can think of. And we give instruction to people on how to basically put together your marketing plan and put yourself out there, get an agent, and start working in the entertainment business. Today, we're focusing on voiceovers. Now, if you don't know what voiceovers are, chances are, a good chance, that you see them and hear them every single day of your life on TV, on the radio. And the definition of a voiceover is the voice of an unseen narrating speaker in a motion picture or television commercial, the voice of a visible character, as in a motion picture, expressing unspoken thoughts, or the recording of a voiceover. So basically, if you see a commercial and in the commercial there's a truck going by and someone says, try Amazon today, but you don't hear that person, that's a voiceover. So basically, that person was hired. They were brought into a studio. They were told that there's going to be a truck going by and that they're going to be saying the specific words that are on their script. And then they do it over and over and over until whoever's directing or producing that commercial is satisfied and gets what they want from the voiceover actor. It's a well-paying job. It's not easy. And it is definitely possible for you to start getting into that business, whether you've done it before or not. You just have to follow a few certain rules and planned marketing strategies to tell people exactly what you can do and how you do it. So I wanted to let you know that in the industry of voiceover talent, that studies have recently revealed that 31% of brands are hiring freelancers like voiceover actors in 2022, at least once per week. That was last year. So that means that it has probably and most likely increased, and it will continue to rise. So many voiceover actors are not just voiceover actors. They're people who have been in the business and have done auditions for acting, commercials, for all different types of things. What you want to do if you are thinking about getting into the business is you want to start thinking about the skills and techniques that are required to be a voiceover actor. It does require some practice and it does require recording yourself. Now, some people, when they first get into the business, are recording themselves on their phones, which is absolutely fine. I mean, you may find that you might actually get work that way. You may find that you need higher quality recordings of yourself in order to get those types of recordings and to get jobs. The problem is, it's not a problem, but it's a reality that if you're trying to get in any part of the entertainment business, there are already people out there who have perfected the different ways of recording themselves, either on video or audio, to get the jobs. So if you're just starting out and your marketing stuff is of lower quality, it's really, really obvious. So you just have to work your way up. Some of the things that you need to work on is versatility. It's very important that you be able to be versatile with these different lines that you're going to be getting and commercial opportunities. Versatility meaning you can switch it up. Even when you go to a regular acting audition, if you have a monologue, a commercial prepared, you've got to be versatile enough to be able to switch it up. During the audition, they may say, do it more happy, do it more sad, do it with angst. You know, that's what versatility is. And it comes right along with the voiceover acting. Range. Now, your range may be different accents. I like to focus on British, Scottish, Southern is a big one for me, and it's probably the easiest for me to do. Different voice tones, like, hi, guys, how are you? Or, hey, how you doing? Everything good? Changing your voice up and down and having kind of a command and an ability to do that. By the way, if you have any questions, feel free to, put them in the comments, and I'll see if I can answer any of them. The next thing is consistency. One of the things you're going to want to do is to stay up on materials. get some scripts online that you can use to record yourself to make sample recordings, or what we call reel, REEL. A reel is basically a 60-second video with what has a headshot, your management, your agency information, and then samples of what your voice is able to do. You really want to be able to speak clearly. You can't mumble. You can't do these run-on sentences that I hear a lot of people doing with commercials and monologues. It's important in that part of things as well, but in this, it's the most important because you're not seeing anybody. You're not seeing their lips move. You're hearing their voice. So it's really important. And good pacing. Things like going too fast, going too slow, tripping over words, things like that are skills that you're going to have to work on and get really good at if you want to get jobs in the voiceover industry. Now, we talked a little bit about control of your voice, tone, pitch, pacing. Those are things that you kind of get through experience. And if you say right now, Dwayne, I don't have any experience, and how can I get any experience if I can't really, figure that out when I'm beginning out? So the thing you want to do is to start practicing at home. One of the things that I like to do, this is a great tip, is you can turn on the closed captioning on your television when there are commercials on, and you can actually see the lines that the people in the commercials are saying, and you can say them right along with everybody. So that's a great tip and trick for getting practice with reading lines, whether it's for voiceover or acting auditions. You want to create a strong online presence, like building websites, joining voiceover communities, things like that, where you can network and connect with other people. A lot of times you'll find out about auditions that way. You'll find out about things going on in the industry. Right now is a specifically exciting time, I think, in every industry, because now we've got things like Chat GPT and all this kind of stuff. You can find all of the materials you need from your own home. So this has never happened before in history. So it's a really exciting time. And if you're trying to get into the business, you're trying to find scripts that work with the voices that you do, with the abilities that you have. So how do you do that? Well, one of the ways, I did some research to find out about, like, where are the best ways or places to get scripts. And one of the places that I found was a place called, iSpot.tv. iSpot.tv is a website that has actual commercials that are currently running on TV. So you may see a commercial that's on the Lifetime Network or CBS or NBC. You can find them on that website. Once you find them, you can play them. You can transcribe the script of that commercial, and you can use it for your own reel. Now you might think, oh, how can I use that, with copyright issues and things like that? Well, there's something called fair use. Fair use means you can use basically up to 10 seconds of anything you want. And so you can use anything that you find on TV in that type of script format, and use it, especially because it's your own rendition of that work. So you shouldn't have any problems with that. Use stuff that's already used and what's big right now, because that's what people are going to respond to and understand. The other thing to keep in mind is, if there is a commercial with a big, well-known star that everybody has seen the commercial and knows it basically by heart, don't use that one, because you're going to constantly be compared to that version of it. Whereas the more obscure versions of a commercial or obscure commercials will be a little bit better for your use, because nobody has seen them. Nobody knows, that you are using them. So it's pretty easy to kind of, work with that stuff. Now, I have some commercials that I have been looking for, finding on the internet, so that I could do a couple of readings for you guys during this live. So I figured I would do that actually right now. Let's put the chat up. Actually, it doesn't look like anybody's commenting, so we'll just keep it for right now. But please feel free to put in the chat any questions, comments that you might have, and I can talk to you about them. So let's talk about some of these scripts that I have. I have an iPhone 14 script, and I'm thinking actually, let me see if I can put it up for you guys so you can actually read it with me and see how you do. I mean, there's really no problem with putting that stuff up usually. Let me just copy it, put it into a caption here, and let's see. I hope it fits. Now, these are, let's see. I'm going to put it up. Let's see if it works. Oh, great. Okay, there it is. So let's read this script together. All right, here we go. iPhone 14. Which iPhone is right for you? Welcome to the ultimate iPhone 14. From $999, a total powerhouse. From $799, an amazing as ever. From $599, serious value. iPhone 14. Love the power, love the price. How did you do? Well, there's different ways of doing readings like this. Now, what if I did it with an accent? Let's try it with a Southern accent. iPhone 14. Which iPhone is right for you? Welcome to Ultimate iPhone 14. From $999, a total powerhouse. From $799, an amazing as ever. From $599, serious value. iPhone 14. Love the power, love the price. Okay, let's try it with an English accent. Here we go. iPhone 14. Which iPhone is right for you? Welcome to the ultimate iPhone 14. From $999, a total powerhouse. From $799, as amazing as ever. From $599, serious value. iPhone 14. Love the power, love the price. All right, how did you guys do with that? Hopefully you did pretty well, and let's try another one and see what happens. How about a Toyota Corolla hatchback? Let's see what this one sounds like. And again, you can, obviously play this back later if you want and keep practicing. But like I said, one of the best things you can do is to turn on your captions and read the commercials as they're going. Gives you something to do during commercials too. All right, here we go. This is the Toyota Corolla hatchback. Compact size, full of fun, with sporty styling, intuitive tech, and responsive handling. The 2023 Corolla hatchback is ready to hit the road running. The 2023 Corolla hatchback from Toyota, starting at $23,005. All right, let's do that with another accent. Some of the accents I was going to do. Oh, let's do New York. Here we go. A New York accent. Compact size, full of fun, with sporty styling, intuitive tech, and responsive handling. The 2023 Corolla hatchback is ready to hit the road running. The 2023 Corolla hatchback from Toyota, starting at $23,005. All right, let's try another one. How about Philadelphia accent? Let's do that. Not a lot of people know what the Philly accent is, but I've lived in Philly for a long time, so I know. Let's see. Compact size, full of fun with sporty styling, intuitive tech, and responsive handling. The 2023 Corolla hatchback is ready to hit the road running. The 2023 Corolla hatchback from Toyota, starting at $23,005. All right, so you can play with these things, have fun with them, and see what you're capable of when it comes to different accents. And here's another thing. Keep in mind, accents don't have to be perfect. When you're auditioning, a lot of times a producer or director doesn't really care that much if you do an accent that they're asking you to do perfectly. They just want to see if you can do it, if you're willing to try new things, and if you go all the way through like a professional, or if you keep getting stopped up and scared about what you're doing and worrying if that's going to be, not good enough or anything like that. All right, let's try Lender's Bagels. Now, this one actually says "as a New Yorker" in the script. So let's do this one with a New York accent. I'll do it with a lower New York accent. Lender's Bagels. As a New Yorker, I know a good bagel when I see one. And let me tell you, Lender's makes the best that you can't beat. Available in all your favorite flavors. Hey, you can trust a New Yorker. Lender's, just like New York. All right, so let's try it without the New York accent and just see what happens. As a New Yorker, I know a good bagel when I see one. And let me tell you, Lender's makes one of the best that can't be beat. Available in all your favorite flavors. Hey, you can trust a New Yorker. Lender's, just like New York. All right. Now, keep in mind that the cadence, the beats that you take between words when you're reading lines is going to be really helpful. You can't really go too slow, but you can go too fast when you're reading lines. For example, let's do a different one just because I'm getting bored with that lenders one. A motivational infomercial. Let's do that. And I'll show you how the speed at which you say the lines can help to create and kind of foster attention from people. Okay, now if I do it too fast, I already kind of mess it up. So if I go too fast, it's like this. Listen, as we read the search formula for success, plus athletes, stars, and trainers, and motivational tips, all coming up in the next 30 minutes. Okay, that is way too quick. Nobody can catch up with that. Now watch when I go way too slow, and watch how it doesn't get messed up as easily as the fast one. Listen in as we share the research proven formula for success. Plus, athletes, stars, and trainers share their motivational tips, all coming up in the next 30 minutes. All right, so even slow, it still works because you can understand every word that's said and the message is getting across. Now, what we want to do is somewhere in between too fast and too slow, somewhere right in the middle. So something like this. Listen in as we share research-proven formulas for success. Plus, athletes, stars, and trainers share their motivational tips, all coming up in the next 30 minutes. All right, so that was pretty central in those two speed areas. So it's not too fast, not too slow, somewhere right in the middle. And you want to be able to switch those things up at your will. You got to have somewhat of a command over how you perform lines and do those types of things because it's going to be part of your job. Something else I wanted to discuss is creating that demo reel. You don't have to go and spend thousands of dollars to get the most amazing equipment that's out there. In fact, right now in this era of history, a lot of the stuff that is out there is very affordable and will make you sound completely professional. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on giving you actual pictures and links and things to microphones and that kind of stuff because it's so easily and readily available to you. All you have to do is Google what is the most affordable, best quality voice recorder for voiceover reels, something of that nature, and you will find plenty of options. But you do have to think about the space that you're in. One of the best things I've heard from different people online about creating voiceover demo reels is that they do it in their closets. And a lot of times the clothing in the closet will help to suck up some of the extra noise that happens in a regular space. Now, if you have a big open space and you're trying to record, a lot of times you'll hear little bits of echo. You'll hear P's and T's really pronounced in the sound. That's why we even use things like microphones that have covers on them and things like that that keep your P's and T's and all of the sounds that you're making in the recording sound much smoother and nicer. You can get those things online. You can order them, or you can actually DIY some of them. Now, when it comes to soundproofing your space, if you have a smaller space like a closet and you have some clothes in there, that will help. If you really want to make it great, you can get these things online that are called soundproofing squares. And a lot of times, I think 50 of them are like $30, something like that. There's all different prices and different styles, but basically they stick onto your wall and they soak up sound so that you can record without having extra noises, bouncing, harsh sounding things happening. So keep that in mind. And like I said, if you really are interested in this, there are plenty of avenues and resources out there for you to find the correct equipment that fits your budget, that fits your space, and that fits your requirements for what you want to do in the business. The best way for you to start really getting known in the industry as someone who does voiceover is to start by creating your demo reel, by creating a social media page specifically for your voiceover work or your professional work. But if you do just voiceover, that see what that does is that puts you in a place where if people are looking for voiceover artists and they type in looking for voiceover artists, you're going to come right up into that. Now, if you have a social media page that is voiceover, acting, singing, dancing, it's still going to be part of that meta tag or those tags that are on your social media page, but it's not going to be as high up or as quickly retrieved, I guess you could say, for those purposes. So I think it's better to have a social media page for your voiceover specifically. And what can you do with that? Well, you can put actual samples of your work on there. You can put a post of you reading some lines like I just did. You can put up multiple posts and it becomes something of a calling card, like an audition itself. So think about how you yourself want to work in the business and how you can put together a reel and a social media presence that says, basically, I want to be a voiceover artist and I have the skills to do it. I'm always telling people in my sessions at JC that one thing we're doing when we're telling you to do your audition materials and get ready and prepared for auditions is basically you're trying to prove to people that you know how to do what you're saying that you want them to pay you to do. It's just like being a real estate agent. If you're a real estate agent, you're basically trying to prove to people that you know how to sell houses and that you can sell their house. In this business, you're trying to prove to producers, casting directors, people that are hiring people in the business that you can do what you're asking them to pay you to do. Read lines, be vulnerable, have energy on camera. All of those things are encapsulated in the requirements of being an entertainer who works on camera. So keep those things in mind. Let's see if we have any. Let's see. Oh, Rebecca said, love the Philly accent. Yes, Amy, the recording will be available to watch again on our YouTube page. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and subscribe this video. Let's see, what sites would you recommend for practice with different accents? Well, any of the sites, especially the one I told you about, which is ispot.tv, which has scripts on it. You can also Google, scripts for use in monologues and commercials and, preparation for acting. And you can get all kinds of different scripts. Once you have the scripts, you can do any accent that you want. And like I said, it's not necessarily required that you be amazing at the accent. What it shows when you aren't great at an accent, but you still do it, is that you're willing to do things that you're not necessarily really confident with, but make it look like you're confident. So that's one of the big things about this business. Let's see how I can talk to you about. Okay, we've got lots of people. Everybody's saying fun stuff, and of course the accents are in it. Well, let's do some more of those then, because I really like that, and I think I've basically gone over all of the stuff with you. Now, one I wanted to do. This is a long one. And this is something that's called a tongue twister. I don't know if this is actually going to come up because it's so long. It might actually cover my face, but yeah, maximum length is achieved. All right, so I'm not going to put it up. You guys won't be able to see it, but I am going to read it for you because this is something that you might want to do. If you want to get into voiceover acting, tongue twisters are extremely helpful. Because if you're not used to reading lines, you can get caught up and really trip over your words a lot. If because your tongue and your mouth just is not used to moving in those quick ways. So this is called Poppy Pupper Up. I got it from that website, scripts for monologues and voiceover acting online. And this is meant to obviously be a tongue twister. So here we go. Poppy Pupper Up was a pauper in a port pound. Poppy Pupperup was indeed poor. He propounded a plot to his penny-pinching patron in order to promote his plan to please his pets. You see, I have a purple puppy and a puny penguin named Peppy who have polished off plenty of pounds of produce. If I postpone passage to my crudinous pad, I'll probably be promoted to prime pee-pee porter. Please. Poppy Pupperup pounded pronto to his pied-à-terre post-haste and promptly perceived the pungent particulate that precipitated the production of a prodigious puddle of pee. Peeking in his prime parlor, he perused a pair of pensive pets parked in proxima to the pernicious pool of pee-pee. Poppy Pupperup peered primarily at Peppy the puny penguin, and in post peered at the purple puppy, who plopped pessimistically and proceeded to pout. Peppy the puny penguin paced from pillar to post in a perplexing pantomime of pleading and passionate positioning. Since I felt that this would continue in perpetuity, I pronounced that I was probably pertinent who peed, but rather that it never happened again, since there's a perfectly precious puppy and a penguin pee pad in every corner of this property. And I'm proficient at providing said pee pads on a regular basis, so I would appreciate the proper participation by any penguin or puppy that happens to live on the property. Thank you. All right, so that is an explanation, or I'm sorry, an example of a tongue twister. Obviously, I messed up a little bit in there, but the key to being professional is just keep going at all costs. Whenever you're reading lines and you kind of mess up, keep going, wait till the end, and then say, sorry, I messed it up. Could I do it again? One of the worst things you can do is stop and say, oh, I messed up. Can I do that again? That's one of the worst things you can do. So really, it's important to make sure that you keep going and keep that confidence level up. I hope that you guys got something out of this episode and you enjoyed it. Please make sure that you like and subscribe, and check in next time on the 28th of April, when I'll be doing, the subject will be kids and their parents in the business of entertainment. And we'll be going over some of the details about that. If you're someone who's getting your kid who's under 18 in the business, I'm going to have some information plus some really cool videos of stars when they were young doing commercials or auditions that you're going to want to stick around and see. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys hopefully next time.